All relationships have their ups and downs, and now it appears Dwayne Wade and the Heat may have hit that, oh, it's like that stage, based on the latest developments in the SI.com report that says Wade and the Lakers now have mutual interest per sources. Wade, what? Yep, here is the deal. Wade is scheduled to make $16.1 million the final year of his current deal this upcoming season, but the 33-year-old Heat guard has an early termination option this summer, which allows him to flirt with other teams. Now, all of a sudden, we have random photos of Papa Wade on IG, and then we have, well, I mean, yes, you know, I know you want to talk about it, and then, of course, now it's ending up with this report coming out on SI. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel like Wade has any chance to end up with the Lakers?
I'll say this. It'll be a good fit for Pat Riley, and here's why. I think Pat Riley is trying to get from underneath the specter of Dwayne Wade now. What better to have somebody else put that mutual interest out there? This way, Dwayne Wade has done a lot for this organization. 3 championships, but at 33 years of age, he's played 12 years. The last 4 years, including the strike year, he has not played a full season. Back in the strike year, 49 out of 66 games. After that, 69 out of 82, 54 out of 82, and then 62 out of 82. Pat Riley has been very loud with the silence in terms of how things have stagnated. So I don't know if it's a good fit for Dwayne Wade with the Lakers. I'll say if you're the Lakers, you're not turning that down. If you're Dwayne Wade, you get a chance to go to Hollywood. You married Gabrielle Union, who's an actor, so you know she wants to be in Hollywood any chance she can get. But if I'm Pat Riley, I'm thinking, you know what? This could turn to be a perfect scenario that I've wanted to make a break from this guy. I want to start over, especially with somebody else or some bodies. So maybe the Lakers have mutual interest. All right, Dwayne Wade, have that mutual interest. This way you can go on with your life and we can go on with our lives. I think it's maybe more of a perfect fit for Pat Riley to move on from Dwayne Wade, cut that cord, and start over in Miami.
So is he loosening his ring, or is he really ready to take it off with the Heat?
D-Wade's doing what he's supposed to do as a free agent. He's going to flirt. He's going to look around. Look, as somebody who covered the New Jersey Nets when Jason Kidd was a free agent, you don't count anything out until he signs on the dotted line. I mean, he was going to come back to New Jersey, then he went to San Antonio, and oh, I don't know if I'm coming back all of a sudden now. You just never know what's going to happen when he takes these visits. Look, I would not discount Cleveland somehow, some way, getting into that mix, LeBron. But D-Wade deserves to kind of go through this and look at other teams. After what LeBron kind of did to him last year, left him hanging in the wind for a little bit there, he kind of sacrificed all that money for LeBron to come back. I will say this, though, he is Mr. Miami. You know, and if you're going to sell this whole thing, and George knows this, you're a Heat for life and all that stuff, you got to bring D-Wade back. And if I'm D-Wade, Miami's got a better chance to win than L.A. You're going to play with Kobe. It's still Kobe's team. You know what I mean? So, and I get it. Hollywood's great for Gabrielle. Everything would work out well. But I think in the end, it's probably going to come down to maybe Cleveland or Miami.
I mean, you don't even really know what's going on with Chris Bosh and his health. Do you feel like he should come back to Miami?
I think he should, because I agree with Ohm. I think if they bring back Dragic and Bosh and Whiteside can keep it together, I think that all of a sudden that team is a team that's a maybe top 4 or 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. So you've got a better shot. Where the Lakers, look, as much as we love Kobe Bryant, he's one of the greatest players of all time. That team is a 30-win team, man. Like, let's be honest with each other here, at least for one more season, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But here's the thing about Dwayne Wade. I'm mad at him. I am mad at him. Look, you got to do what you got to do. And here's the thing. You remember when Drake sang side pieces at the ESPYs?
Oh, Lord.
That's what the Lakers are here right now.
How's that?
Because it's all about, hey, Pat. Oh, you know, I know Cleveland can only pay me the mid-level or the taxpayers mid-level, but you know what? The Lakers can pay me more than $15 million.
And they got Kobe, Julius Randle.
And Gabby,
I get the number 2.
Gabby can go back to L.A. We're all good.
So
that's all this is. This is all about, hey, I got to show some leverage some way, somehow.
Well, that's a real attractive option, though.
Yeah, not from a basketball perspective, I don't think.
I'm just saying, I'm talking about you have the Gabby aspect, you can make her happy.
No, it makes some sense.
Got some good pieces. I mean, it's not like it's totally a...
I think that if Dwayne left Miami, L.A. would be the most viable option, whether it was the Lakers or if the Clippers could make it work somehow, though I don't think they don't have many options, much like Cleveland. They're kind of capped out. But here's the thing. If you're Dwayne Wade, get what you can get, because you've sacrificed approximately $20 to $25 million over the last several years. Yeah, so you got to make sure that Pat Riley pays you. You got to take care of a guy. And I'm not normally the guy that you say, hey, pay the guy on past performance. It's not like Dwayne Wade is washed. Okay,
right.
I know he only played 62 games this year, but he was still one of the better, more efficient players in the league when he was playing. So I think Pat Riley wants to keep Dwayne Wade. I think the problem is Pat Riley wants Dwayne Wade to take that Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki type deal, except those guys took it when they were 36 and 37 and not 33. So that's a big difference.
But there's a report out there that Goran is maybe going to get like 5-year, $80 million. That's what, $16 million a year. So if you're Dwayne Wade at $10 million, looking at him at 16, what do you think? What do you think Wade should be asking for when you're looking at those?
Oh, I think Wade should be somewhere about 3 years, 45, 3 years, $50 million. I think that's the range for him right now. No, about the same, give or take. Yeah,
really?
15,
Do you think that about the same?
I just like the fact that you kind of referenced Tupac and Drake in your argument there. I ain't mad at you, but yeah, I think he's giving them a hometown discount a lot. And I think this time Dwayne deserves not to give them the hometown discount.
And LeBron doesn't play that, Freddie.
Well, here's the deal. If you're Dwayne Wade, to their points, I'm thinking I've been the bigger person more than a couple of times here.
Yeah.
And anytime you've asked me to do something to benefit this organization, I've done it over and over. I know pro sports is a cold business, and I think that's why if you're Pat Riley, you think, I know you gave us that hometown discount before, but if I'm going to rebuild, it's going to be hard to rebuild if I have to pay you as much money as Goran Dragic. I think Pat Riley's looking at it from the business standpoint of, yeah, I know you gave us hometown discount, but you know, times change. What did they say in the movie Larry Clown? Times are tough. Well, times are tough for Miami. If they're going to rebuild, if you can't count on Dwayne Wade as much as you thought you could, even though he was very productive in a short amount of time last year, not playing 82 games, that's a decision that Pat Riley should look at for the overall health of the franchise and not the overall mental health or physical health for Dwayne Wade.
What Pat Riley wants, Josina, is to be able to get in a room, whether he lands them or not. He wants to be able to get in a room with Kevin Durant. That's what he wants. And they need to come in at a certain number for all those guys, specifically Goran and Dwayne, so they can at least get themselves in that position. And let's not forget Hassan Whiteside, if he has another big year, he's got to get paid too, so they got to make sure to figure all that out.
You know Riles has something up his sleeve for the future, and Dwayne Wade really only factors in, look, he will be, even if he were to leave for a one-year deal, he can always come back to Miami, but he'll always have a place in that organization like Alonzo Mourning. Dwayne Wade will probably have a job with the Heat long after he's done playing.
But I don't think he cares about that stuff. I don't think Dwayne Wade cares to be a guy who's going to be in the organization forever. I don't think that's on his radar, because Dwayne Wade still thinks he can be Dwayne Wade. And we saw when he's on the floor, he can still be Dwayne Wade.
And remember this, after next season, salary cap goes north of $89 million. The season after that, it goes north of $110 million. Don't think for one second Dwayne Wade's not thinking about that, thinking, wait, you can pay me this now, but you're still going to have enough money to go after somebody in the future because of the salary cap and the big deal the NBA signed with ESPN and TNT.
And obviously, Pat Riley had him, you know, take a little bit less money so he can build. But if you're Dwayne Wade, you're a little salty and say, well, I did it last time, but you didn't exactly get LeBron here.
I'm getting in touch with my inner George Sedano. Bleepity, bleepity, bleep. Yeah, from that standpoint, give me my bleepity, bleepity money because I've earned it.
This is very simple. Give me my camera here. Pat. Please, just pay Dwayne Wade. Make us all happy here. Just pay Dwayne Wade. Keep him in Miami. One uniform for the rest of his career. Let's do it.
You're a Miami guy. How will the fans react if Dwayne Wade is playing in purple and gold next season?
Well, I don't think that will hurt as much. I think...
How about the wine and gold?
Cleveland.
Yeah, the wine and gold.
He went to Cleveland, all of a sudden things would change. If he went to the Lakers or the Clippers, anywhere else, even Milwaukee will have some money. He's got ties because of Marquette or whatnot. That wouldn't hurt as much.
I mean, I know he's not Dan Marino, but he's been in South Beach for a long time, and he brought him championships.
He brought championships, which Dan Marino couldn't. They are on the same level, but the problem is, Pat Riley is also on that level, too. He brought basketball to Miami. I know they were an expansion team in the 80s, but in 95, when Pat came there, they became a destination. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I think people would be divided on that.
It's called a loyalty fee. You got him at $15 million. I'm saying maybe about 17 to 18 because people are coming to see Dwayne Wade and not your boy.
D-Wade, Gabby, we got you.
It's not our money. What do we care?
All right, well, speaking of the NBA draft is 4 days away, but we are asking if you could draft anyone, whoever played, who would you get drafted in the top 5? That debate is next. And welcome to the start of another sports week filled with plenty of topics for us to get at to stay ahead of the game and see what's coming up on the show. All you have to do is go to our Instagram page where you can also leave your takes. Back after this.
Come to your river, wash my soul. I will come to your river, Wash my soul. I will come to you.
Let's talk about him. Yes, he will be back next season, but there is no certainty where the Truth will play next season. According to ESPN's Mark Stein and a Washington Post report, Pierce will play for the Wizards or the Clippers to reunite with his former coach, Doc Rivers. What is a better fit for him, though, the Clippers or the Wizards? I'll let you go first.
You know what? I was there when he said that he didn't know if he was going to come back, and he was very emotional after making that three that didn't count. I mean, he looked like somebody had just taken his heart out of his chest. And I was like, you know what? He's coming back. I know he's not retiring. He loves this game too much. And I think the Wizards, he was able to do everything with the Wizards that the Brooklyn Nets wanted him to do with Darren Williams and that crew. But that crew, which they were a bunch of veterans, John Wall, Bradley Beal, listen. But I think as good of a fit as he is with the Wizards, I think he loves Doc Rivers. I think he loves Los Angeles. And I think the Clippers are probably closer to perhaps winning a championship than that Washington Wizards team, even though the Wizards are in the East.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. Hometown there, Los Angeles, his relationship with Rivers. And here's the thing. I got into this a little bit over the weekend when that story came out with somebody on Twitter who was like, oh, but the Clippers, they run and gun and this, that, and the other. And I looked it up, and there's only one possession as far as pace per 100 possessions difference between the Wizards and the Clippers. So, look, you're going to have to manage his minutes anyway because he's up in age.
And
but
Doc
I think
does a great job at that.
Absolutely. So I think that's going to factor in. And, yes, they are closer to winning a championship. You've got Chris Paul. You got Blake Griffin. They need a small forward now that Matt Barnes is in there.
Yeah.
You have him also kind of take Lance under the wing a little bit. I think Lance can be very productive in that Clippers locker room and with that Clippers team. So I think that it all works itself out for Doc to bring Paul Pierce to Los Angeles.
Any chance from a Washington Wizards?
I think he's a better fit for Washington. There's no chance he's going back there with the Clippers.
I mean, you had me.
Well, it is a difference of like $3 million,
right,
almost $3 million.
Yeah, but the selling point is Doc Rivers, and I think another selling point is Chris Paul, because now you get a chance to play with a guy like that who you know is going to be locked in, because he doesn't know how many winters and springs he has left before he can win an NBA championship, because also that window that looked so open before gets a lot smaller and smaller, especially in the Western Conference.
Although he did call John Wall the best point guard in the league when he was playing.
And it's so much more exciting there, the District of Columbia. I mean, it was like,
Ballmer's exciting. I want to play for Ballmer.
I mean, he's not even on the court. I'm just talking about, you know.
But I think with Washington, because the Eastern Conference is not as good as the Western Conference, all of a sudden, a guy like Paul Pierce, not only what you said about how Brooklyn should have used him, but the fact that you got John Wall and Bradley Beal, and Nene even talked about having that kind of guy in your locker room. Marcin Gortat talked about, you know what, we learned so much about being better men with having Paul Pierce in our locker room. That's why I think from that standpoint, it's a better fit for him to stay there. But he's not going to, because he's going out to Los Angeles.
He did definitely feel the love in Washington. He felt the love from the guys in the locker room and that crowd.
Absolutely.
And I think that is not something to shake your head lightly at.
Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, J.J. Redick, Paul Pierce, DeAndre Jordan, Jamal Crawford, and Lance coming off the bench. That's a wrap. He's going to L.A.
That's a wrap?
He is.
I mean, you have Bradley Beal.
And you know what? He works out with those guys probably during the summertime in L.A.
And
so
you got to move everything all the way to the other
side. Doesn't matter.
His
family still lives. He was born in the wood, as they call it, in Inglewood. What better for an Inglewood kid that you can't go to the Lakers, but you win the championship in your hometown with the Clippers?
Inglewood.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was like a hair from moving on, just like a hair with that shot on the side, just a hair.
That's okay. That's okay for him. I don't have to be over it.
Right.
It didn't affect me.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you're Washington, they're building something. They're trying to align everything for Kevin Durant.
Is there
That's
a
what they're
pitch?
trying to do.
Oh, if you watched it, look, it's what you said. We were a hair away from getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think that was it.
And that would have been a better series against Cleveland.
Right. I don't think there's any doubt. So I think there's that. And look, those guys are ascending. He's seen how they are ascending. But again, this is about winning a championship at this stage of his career. And the Clippers are just closer, even though the West is harder.
Well, I know who won a championship today with being with you guys on this set, Freddie Coleman. I know. I appreciate you.
My pleasure.
Playing with me on Chris Broussard's celebrity basketball thing.
Thank Chris Broussard.
You did your thing. We appreciate you. And George, you definitely brought the thunder with all your ninja hot takes. So make sure we're going to do it all again tomorrow.
She's calling game like Paul Pierce now.
I'm calling game.
She's calling series.
On First Take, 10 a.m. tomorrow. Join us. We'll see you tomorrow.